people smoked when they drove these cars. I find so many parts of lighters in here. It's not even funny. Cigarette butt in the floor. Almost through the rust hole. Probably drive and throw it out through the floor when you go. Sorry. So this one has some floor damage, of course significant, and naturally that's right at the seatbelt mount. That's also where the trailing arm from the suspension ties into the body of the car. So that's a crucial spot that has to be reinforced and strengthened. I had a thought a while back of how to accomplish that, because the remanufactured parts for this car do not exist. So you have to basically create what you need. But I like a challenge, so I'm going to take a whack at it and see if I can't make something work. Okay, I didn't vacuum a single thing. I didn't bother walking to the house to go get that vacuum. I just showed up here and kind of played with that seat a little bit and got it out. Let's see if we can't get these seat belt bolts busted loose. Might take some time. Well, I started running out of time during the day here, so right now just gonna put the battery back on, start this up and park it. Most of the interior is out. Let's have a look and I'll show you what we're up against here. So the floors are crisp, but in all honesty, I think this one has better or more potential than the other guy. Floor pans need to be replaced in both. The spots that really concern me are right here, because the trailing arm from the suspension ties into the body there. So that I'll have to do a little bit of creative thinking and reinforce that, and then that'll get me a nice new seat mount as well, and it'll tie into the rockers. And that'll also pick up the lower seatbelt bolt for the front driver and passenger seatbelts. Most of the interior is out, like I said. I just didn't remove the dash and the door panel on the passenger side as of yet. Just kind of running out of time today. So many things going on. So, oh, I gotta get my little rag to sit on. Oh, it doesn't matter. Let's see here. That's all she wrote for today, anyhow. It's not really a point in locking this car. Just send your son through the door or through the floor here to crawl up inside, and he can take care of whatever thieving you need to do while you're here. Well, hey, progress. It's good. This will be my little 2-minute update. I played with the '84 Chevette some more today. I actually had the power washer out for other reasons, but I decided to just give it a spray down because everybody needs a cleaning now and then. So the rest of the interior is out of this fella, less the heating controls, which is pretty common. Oh, and this door panel, but I'm not too concerned about that. Anyways, the floor work will begin shortly. That's definitely going to happen. The back end of this car is worse off than this guy, but definitely not beyond repair. I still think that this is going to be the winner as far as vehicles that are going to get fixed are concerned. So since I've got the camera out, I suppose I'm going to spray this guy off too. I stripped that DeVille down today, but you would have seen that in a previous video. Hopefully I get some interest in it. Otherwise, it's just going to be a lot of fun to get to ruin it. I have a few ideas I'm not going to share with you guys yet, but I've got a couple different ways that I want to finish that car off. It's going to come down to something fails. Depending on what fails first, it should make for an interesting video. Because as you know, or if you don't know, the engine doesn't have any oil pressure. There's an issue with the oil pump. So in order to fix that, it's really not an easy thing to do. In all honesty, I think the engine has to come out. The mechanic said it's about a 10-hour job to fix that car, so it's more trouble than it's worth. That's the truth. So I've got parts off of it now that are getting sold. Whatever doesn't get sold goes to scrap or ends up in my collection of vehicles and parts and such. So I've taken off a lot of the key components right now on the exterior that are sometimes hard to come by. You know, grille, headlights, bumper beams, etc., etc. And I'm sure that I'm going to get some use out of it. I've already swapped the rear tail light with my car because mine had a crack in it. I have the new headlight in the trunk of this silver one now that I'm going to replace, because if you look at it, you got a relatively clear one and you got one that's yellow. So that one was clear off the 05, so I'm going to swap that out. I'm going to spray down the work van real fast to try to get it cleaned up a little bit, and then we're going in. Going to enjoy the evening and maybe watch some movies or something and have yourselves a nice Easter. So a few more Chevette parts in the front porch from today, more nuts and bolts and all kinds of goodies. There's the shifter, I gotta clean that guy. I gotta clean everything, but it keeps me busy and I do enjoy it. So